Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got my Range Rover 3.9 V8 and it's got a bit of a problem with leaking coolant, and I thought I'd get round to fixing it. It's been like it for a while. I've just been topping it up, and I've made a start. I've taken the top hose off. Also, this hasn't got a thermostat in it, so today I'm hopefully going to fit a thermostat as well. I've already taken these two hoses off here because they were difficult to get out, and I wanted to drain some fluid out before coming into the workshop, because I may have to crawl underneath later on. And basically these two pipes down here, they're very difficult to see on camera, but they're down here, these things. I had a problem with a radiator some while ago, and it leaked oil through the oil cooler into the water, contaminated the water, and I've since replaced all the larger hoses and the back heater hoses, but these two heater hoses, or bypass hoses if you want to call them, have been contaminated and they've swollen up. So I've got some hose with some bends in it, and hopefully I'll be able to replace them. They're very awkward to get at, and I'll see how I get on. We'll see if we can sort this one out. I haven't made any videos lately because I had major problems just before Christmas. The shed started leaking water. We had massive amounts of rain, and it started raining inside the shed, and as a consequence my camera got wet. That is now US, so I've had to wait to get another camera. Also the my tools got soaked, so I've had to go around, clean and oil everything so that they don't rust, and that's basically the reason why I haven't been putting any videos up. So hopefully that's all over and done with, and we don't have any more problems, and in the meantime we'll get on with this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these two connectors here from the temperature sender. Let's remember to put those back on. Next thing I think I'll do is I'll remove the thermostat housing so I can give it a good clean up, and I'll also be able to get at the pipe, the bypass pipe underneath it, a bit easier. I've got a wobbly socket here. See if I can get it on there. Yeah, that's got it. It's a bit awkward, but I think we'll get in there. I have got a thermostat for this somewhere. Looks like the easiest one's nearly out. Yeah, a bit of guns on it. And now the difficult one, which I can't see. Bit of extra light. I can see it now. Right at the bottom, very difficult to get at. 13mm one here. Yeah. Looks like this is going to be an 1/8 of a turn at a time. You can't see really what I'm doing, but it's just a very awkward bolt. I'm not sure if I've got a gasket. If I haven't, I'll make one. I think I'll have to persevere with the spanner. way and it doesn't want to come out. Now then, I might have some luck here. Yeah, it's a bit awkward. It's just turning it. Oh, I'm going to get this back in. It's going to be a bloody nightmare by the look of it. Hey, now then, and there it is. And you'll see now the bolt I was trying to get at is this one here. And this is the hose down the bottom there. I think you can see that one. Maybe it's just there. That's the one that's got to come off. I have undone the clamp. I can't even see it from here. Ah, there we are. There it is. Let's give it a wiggle. Perhaps a pry bar, big one. Just be able to get down there with a pry bar and just give it a bit of gentle persuasion. It's moving, so hopefully it'll come off. It's a bit of an awkward one. Everything that I'm trying to do at the moment is awkward. There, that's got it. Now then. See how it's all swollen up and bulged out? Because it was contaminated with that horrible nasty stuff. And I'm hoping the hose that I've got will fit. And then we want the other one out. That's the vacuum pipe. And there's another temp sensor there. Get that one out of the way. Might be able to see what I'm after. There's another pipe coming in. That's further down here. That's the one. Alright. Able to get that down here. Yeah, it does. That'll come off. Okay, so here's our thermostat housing. It's looking a bit bleak, a bit grubby. So I've got a little scraper here. I'll scrape off the old and see what we can come up with and clean this up. I'll probably have to take this bit on the wire wheel. Looks like it's a little bit on the pitted side. I'm going to try and get a decent seal on this so I don't have to take it off again. what I've got here is a little razor blade scraper, which is quite a nice little thing. It takes a normal sort of razor blade, and you can adjust it, make the blade slightly longer or shorter. Found it really good for jobs like this because it doesn't dig in too much to the aluminium. Quite a big lump there. I'll get that off. It feels fairly smooth. But I've got some one tip here. Put it on the flat desk and just rub it back and forth, and that'll take it back to flat. That should do the job. Just clean these holes out. Dirt. And maybe a tiny bit more. That feels nice. Just the job. Right, now that bit done. I'm going to take this to the wire wheel that off. Yeah, there you go, that's better. At least the hose won't leak now when it goes on there. It's smoother now. It's not clean, but then I don't expect it to be. But I'll get back and fit this back on the car as soon as I get those hoses on. Right, we're back on the car, and first thing to do is to clean off this gasket face. Also need to clean this groove out, the one that's around it. All you can probably see is my hand, but there's a groove around here which the new thermostat will have to sit in, and that needs to be clean, otherwise it won't sit down properly. A little bit of that 120, I don't know if I can get in there. There's not much room in here. It's looking a lot cleaner. Feels fairly smooth. Got my new thermostat here. Let's see if that's going to fit in the hole. Whoops. Where'd that go? Everything is really difficult. Yep. That fits in there a treat. So that's the right one. I should put that in when I'm ready. Right, what I have found, some slightly larger tubes, some heater hose off the spares Range Rover that I have outside, and it only had a couple of little bits of hose left, so I'm hoping that these will do the job. I'll just put a bit of washing up liquid in the ends. Let's see if I can get this one over that. going on. The stupid bracket in the way. I'll take that off. Should have taken this off at the beginning. Let's get rid of that. Maybe I can get my hand in there. No, I still can't. All the batteries died on me, so it is now the next day. And yeah, the camera battery died. I have actually managed to fit the two hoses here and here after a long struggle, and I'm just going to check the bottom one's tight before I put the thermostat housing back on. It appears to be nice and tight. These two I can get to later if I need to tighten them. This one here and that one there. So just try and get that thermostat housing back in. Put the thermostat here and put that in first. It's not going to stay there, I don't think. As soon as I put the housing in there, that's going to fall out. So I think what I do is I've got some instant gasket. Whoops. What I'll do is I'll put a tiny speck of instant gasket on the thermostat about here and here, and when I put it in, it should stick in there. There's also a bit of moisture when I move the car out without the thermostat in. Just wipe that away. And there you are, I've got 4 tiny little spots of instant gasket on there. See if I can now get that in the hole without getting the instant gasket everywhere. That's got it. And hopefully that will do the job. I have wire wheeled the threads on the bolts for this, and it did come supplying with a gasket, so that's nice. And fit the gasket like that with the bolts intact there, and just put it down and see if I can get it to start. I've lost the gaskets immediately. What I might do is put a small amount of instant gasket, unless I've got some Hoylemar. Put some Hoylemar on it, and I'll just put a little bit of this on it, red hematite. It's a gasket sealer. That'll just hold the gasket hopefully on there. And now we try and get this in here, if it'll go, which I doubt, and it's not. This is not going to be good. This is not fun. There's hardly any space, and I should have taken everything off. It's fallen out again. I'm getting fed up with this. I shall leave that sealer go off for a minute and come back to it. Hopefully that will stick in there and I'll be able to put the thermostat cover back on. I shall let that have 10 minutes and I shall be back and have a look. Right, that's been on there for about 10 minutes. I think what I'm going to do is take the distributor cap off, give myself a bit more space. Right, that might give me enough space to get in there. Right, let's try again. Right. Half-inch. I'm not going to tighten this right down, just going to get it close to where it needs to be. And then have a good look to make sure it's seating properly, and it looks to be. Now all I've got to do is get the bottom bolt in somehow. Let's nip this cable tie. Down here, out of the way. And this can go up here, out of the way. Now I started, I'll just nip this one up a little bit. And the gasket seems to be in. Much more like it. Much nicer. And now just tighten that. Okay, now the bottom one. I seem to have got it. And we can put all the other bits back together. I think I'll start with the distributor cap. That should fit on here somewhere. The slot, that's it, that's the slot. That's one. This one. That's it, that's two. Those have to be moved about a bit. Now we've got this cable which goes down here, and that goes down to the oil switch, which is broken, so I need to fit a new oil switch. I just happen to have one on my other machine. This is the temperature gauge. Put that on there, and it's a long way down, so let's put it on with that. It's got that. Right. Now this, the other temperature gauge for the ECU. Without this I will get a fault code. Lovely. I've got my vacuum hose. That goes on there. Lovely. That I don't like very much. Got the little bracket here. This one. For the cables. So I'll just tighten this bolt back up. I took this bolt out yesterday because it cut my hand here and here as I was trying to get in. I've got lots of little jobs to do on this, and I'm hoping to give you a few videos on what I'm going to do with it. I'll just tighten up that little bracket. Lovely. That's nice and tight. There's number 4. And these have to come here. And that can go in there, that can go on there. And push this further through. It's looking nice, hopefully it won't leak. We'll soon find out when we put some coolant in it. I shall turn that around. Lovely. Put that on there. And that's that. Now this end. Right, what else have I got? Cables, both temperature sensors. Right, okay. So it's time to fit some coolant. Now that's the accessibility I had to get in there. This is how difficult it is. You can't even see the bolts, so I couldn't really show you exactly. But it's all back together. I've now got a funnel for the coolant, and I'm going to fill that up. There is also this here, which I'll have to undo to bleed it, and I shall be opening the hot vent, put it on maximum heat inside the car. So I shall do that, That opens up the valve and allows the water to circulate into the heater matrix. Some 30% coolant, which is ideal for here because it hardly ever gets down to freezing temperatures. Gets cold, but not freezing. So we'll just pour this in and see if we get any leaks. It's gurgling well. Can't see any leaks there yet. Right, that's above the limit. I'll just leave this in here. Put this back on. Well, I shall just start the motor up. And that's it. Topped up, running. I shall check the level in a little while. Doesn't appear to have any leaks anywhere, and that's job done. Been a bit of a long-winded one. This one's fought me every step of the way. Well, thank you for coming and watching this process, even though it's been a bit of a hard slog. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like or subscribe, and I shall see you next time. Bye now.